Welcome to the Godly Business Podcast, where we discuss sales fundamentals with some godly principles. I am your host, Anne Jean-Pierre, and today's episode is brought to you by Better Sales Women, where entrepreneurs learn to master the sales conversation and 3x their income. To learn more, visit bettersaleswomen.com. So today's discussion is going to be around 3 things you can do to drastically improve your sales. And before we start today, I want to start with a verse. And the verse is taken from Luke 6, verse 38, which reads, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. For with the measure you use, it will be measured to you." So this verse I wanted to read first because our first task of conversation, our first point is going to be about giving more than you receive. So one of the first thing I think that as a salesperson, as an entrepreneur, that you should focus on is giving the customer way more than what they expected, going above and beyond what they are expecting. The thing is, because of, not just because of this, but because there's such a negative connotation when it comes to sales, and there's such a negative view of salespeople, I think it's even more important, even if there wasn't that negative perspective, but because there is, even more important that you go to bat for your customer, that you make sure that they understand that you have their back, that their concerns become your number one priority, not just to make the sale. So this is the first thing that you have to understand, is to truly value your customer, not just on paper, not just to say, yes, we value our customer, this is our motto, part of our mission statement type situation. You need to actually value your customer. And the way to do that is to give them more than what they expected. Now, a lot of times when you think of giving them more, you may think, okay, I have to somehow give them a discount or give them more product or give them something, physical. The thing is, it doesn't necessarily have to be something physical or monetary, right? Giving more than what the customer is expected can sometimes be as simple as giving them an amazing experience, right? Especially if you're in a field that's not something that's usually expected, right? So let's be honest, there are certain fields that are associated with a negative experience, aka car sales, right? So that's an example. So what I'm saying is, because of that, what you want to do is making sure that your customer has more than what they bargained for. The experience was great. They felt that you cared about them as an individual and not so much just trying to make the sales. So giving more than what is expected and going above and beyond is one of the first things that will drastically change the way your prospect sees you and the way that you will get closer to closing the sales, right? So that's the first thing, is giving more than you receive. The second thing is asking the correct questions, asking the right questions. Sometimes what I see in conversation with closing is that the questions that are being asked is irrelevant to bringing you to your sales. And not only that, by asking the correct questions, you can uncover the right things to answer to objections. So a lot of people, the one thing I get asked a lot is, how do I cover, overcome objections? How do I handle objections? How do I, get past answering the questions so I don't have to deal with objections, which in their mind is a form of rejection, right? Well, one of the ways to not get as many objections, or to, in some cases, avoid objections altogether, is by uncovering certain pain point for a customer, which is going to be my third aspect that we're going to talk about in a little bit here. But it's also by asking the right questions, you can discover certain things, but you can also open up your customer more to speak, and then answer some certain questions that they have that they may not have even realized that they had. So answering the more questions for them by asking them certain guided questions, you get them to open up. You get them to really tell you what the issue is, and you are answering certain questions for them ahead of time. Like that, it already reduces the anxiety and reduces the questions that they have, and therefore already reduces their objection. Because when you're going into your sales conversation, right, into your prospect, before you even have the sales conversation, you already confirm that this is the right customer for you. You can resolve their problem. The product or service that you offer will resolve their problem, right? And everything is aligned, and this is the right person. You guys are a great match. If everything looks great on paper, and now you're doing your presentation, and the customer or prospect seems to not be in line, most likely it's because, or be hesitant to make a decision. They're like, I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna have to think about it. Most of the time it's because you did not answer a question that they have, that they don't even know how to ask you to answer that question for them. So this is why it's important for you to ask specific calibrated questions in order for you to uncover certain things and answer their concern, showing them that you can resolve their issue, their problem, that your product is the exact solution that they're looking for. And here's the other caveat. Sometimes they don't even know what the true problem is, which is why it's your job to kind of diagnose, if you will, what the true issue is. Because sometimes what they tell you is the issue is not necessarily the true problem. So what that means is you have to pay close attention to what they're telling you, and then listen actively to know, okay, I know they're saying this, but everything else that they say around that is answering to this as their main concern for real. Like they're saying this is their concern, but now what I'm finding out is their concern is something else. So, or the real issue is something else. So by making sure that you're focusing on the right, by making sure you're asking the right question, you will uncover what the true issue is, and then gather those information, which I call the golden nuggets. When people are talking, that they give you hints, they give you additional information that they may not even realize that they're giving you. That's painting the picture and making the picture clearer for you to understand what the solution is. The other thing about asking the right question is sometimes your product or service, you may think it caters to this. This is what my product offers. This is how my product can help. And this is what my services do. So you tend to sometimes focus on, hey, these are the solutions that I can provide. However, if you ask the right questions through your uncovering phase, you will often find out that, hey, based on what this person is telling me, my product and service can actually also resolve this other issue that I myself, as a salesperson, entrepreneur, person who's presenting, never even thought about. But because I know my product and service so well, I know this is something that I can actually help them with. So asking the right questions can also help you realize, like, hey, this product can actually resolve a lot more issues than I even myself even thought about. This service can actually offer even more solution to their pain point that I even myself thought about. Because I'm asking those right questions, because I'm gathering those golden nuggets, I can realize, oh wait, actually my product does do this and it can help you do XYZ. I hope that makes sense. So that's the second thing, is asking the right questions to uncover the true issues and the true pain point of the customer. Which brings me to my third thing is understanding their pain point. So what I mean by understanding their pain point, I kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, is truly understanding what is the true issue that your customer is dealing with that they're trying to resolve. Sometimes the issue that they are saying, like I said, they may be like, hey, I need the software to track my customers. Like, let's say you're selling a software to a company, and what they want is to track their customers' interaction on their website, for example, right? And that's what they're telling you the issue is, right? I want to track what my customers' interactions are with my products online, on my website, and this software kind of showcase them what the issue is. But the issue is not that's what they're saying. They have a problem. That's what they're saying is the solution to what they're looking for is. However, what you often discover is their problem is to get the customer that's going through their online platform to click to go through a certain phase or a funnel, if you will, on their site to click buy or purchase or click services and things like that. And the issue is not necessarily figuring out what the customer is doing online, if that makes sense, right? So what you don't want to do is sell to what they tell you is, oh, I want to see, where people are going on my site, versus I want to know what the issue is, why my customers are not clicking buy. You see what I mean? So what you want to do is uncover, that's not, while they're saying this is their issue, this is just a surface issue. The deeper thing is they're having traffic on their website, but nobody's buying, right? So that's what your solution or your presentation needs to address, is that the true concern of what the customer is saying. So this is also why asking the correct questions and understanding their actual problem, that will help you present your solution properly. Because what you don't want to do is sell them a software that, it can track the customers. Okay, now they buy this software, it tracks their customers, they see what the problem is, but it doesn't resolve their true issue, right? So what will tend to happen is they will either cancel the subscription or whatever, or now feel like, okay, now I have to get something else to do this because this product is not working, where you may have had something else in your arsenal of products that would have worked better for the customer and not just address this issue, and could have been on a higher package that you have, if you will, that would have resolved the real issue for the customer. So these are the three things that I feel like if you focus, if you address those three things, it will get you closer to closing. It will drastically improve your sales, because one, you are giving the customer more than what they're asking for by listening to them and giving them an amazing experience. And the amazing experience also comes with understanding truly what their problem is. Because If I'm selling you a product that you don't need, you're not going to have an amazing experience, right? You're not going to have an amazing experience after you buy this product and realize it doesn't work for you. That's not what you were really looking for. And now kind of have buyer's remorse and don't even want to move forward, or want to get a reimbursement or cancel your subscription or whatever. So that's not what you want, right? So understanding and giving your customer a great experience also comes with understanding what they actually are asking for, and actually needing to make sure you resolve that issue. So those are the 3 things I wanted to go over with you. Give them more, asking the correct questions to uncover their true pain point, and then understanding their actual pain point, not just what they're telling you on the surface, but what they actually are looking for and what they are actually needing. So that's it. I know this podcast was pretty short today, but those are the 3 things. I didn't want to linger more and more into it. Of course, if you have questions, concern, you would like to learn, want me to dig deeper into this conversation, I would love to. Just let me know what you would love to hear more about. But this is all I wanted to have to share with you guys today. So give more to your customer by asking the right questions and finding out the true issue that they're dealing with. So I hope you guys had an amazing day. And I hope God keeps you, guide you, instruct you, and counsel you in the way that you should go. Ask him and he will give you the answer. So I will speak with you guys next week. Have a blessed day.